Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. I'm back with another video. First things first, I wanted to say thank you for all the support and the people that have watched my videos so far. It really means a lot to me. I'm actually really enjoying doing these videos at the moment because I kind of love being able to just talk about things, have a natter, have a catch up and just talk about life. So thank you for the support. Positive or negative, I love watching YouTube videos, so I kind of knew I'd enjoy making them as well, so thanks for that. So what I wanted to do today is one of my little passions of mine. I'm a very girly girl, so I love my makeup, and I'm also all about looking good on whatever budget you're on. So what I wanted to do today is go through some of my makeup items in my makeup bag. It is quite a large makeup bag. I got this makeup bag from Amazon. I do love this one as well because it's pink, so although it's clear, it's pink. It's got pockets for whatever I'm doing, and I can put like blushers in the front, for example. I did also see one similar to this in Primark the other day, so if you go in there they may have it. So what I wanted to do is go through some of my makeup favourites at the moment, share any of my little tips and tricks that I do, and yeah, I hope you enjoy this. So let's get started. So one thing that I really love and I'm a little bit obsessed with is finding makeup palettes that I can basically use to touch up my makeup during the day, because like I'm never going to take all of this makeup in my handbag with me. I'll normally just carry a little bag with like touch-up products, so concealer, lipstick and powder, but then I also love just having palettes with me that have got everything I need, so highlight, eyeshadow and blush. So two palettes that I've found. Now this one is slightly more higher priced. I've seen it on Amazon. I think I got mine from Feel Unique, or actually no, I got it from Pretty Little Thing, and it's basically by the brand called The Balm. So I really love The Balm's highlighter and I love their blushes as well, so you'll probably see a few bits later on in what's in my makeup bag, but this is The Balm in the Balm of Your Hand Volume 2. I don't know if my camera's going to pick up on this and focus, hopefully it will. But what I love about this palette, especially because I love their blushers, is it's basically a mini kit that comes with a nice full-size mirror. You can probably see me there, hello. But I love the fact that it's just a great like essentials palette. So I'm the kind of girl that wants to keep my makeup quick. If I'm doing my makeup on the go, if I'm doing it at home, I like to spend 10 to 20 minutes on my makeup every day. So I really love this palette because it's got mini versions of some of my blushes that I love by The Balm. It's got a little one of their bronzer. At the moment I'm kind of embracing the skin that I've got naturally, because I found from watching myself on camera that less was definitely more for me when it came to makeup, and it was actually quite nice to kind of learn some tips and tricks from the show that I could use. The makeup artist that I had was fantastic, so I've picked up a few tricks from her. But yeah, so it's got the blushers, this bronzer, so I tend to use it more as an eyeshadow. If I'm ever going to do like a daytime makeup, I'll just put like a brown or a bronzer colour in the crease. And yeah, so there's that one. I did also pick up this one the other day because I love Makeup Revolution makeup. To be honest with you, I actually probably prefer it more to, I've got a lot of Urban Decay products. I'm looking over there because I've basically got this drawer full of makeup products. But I use Makeup Revolution probably more than Urban Decay at the moment for their palettes. I basically spotted this palette because again, I'm really obsessed with finding these kind of palettes that I can put in my makeup bag. So this is the Makeup Revolution Euphoria palette, and it's the shade Bare Euphoria. And as soon as I saw this, I was like, yes, I need to get it. I haven't properly done a full face with it yet, but I'm sure that it's going to work really well, just because it looks like it's got great everyday colours for me. So again, it's got a nice big mirror, which is going to be perfect for touch-ups and everyday. It's got a good range of neutral eyeshadows, it's got a bronzer, a highlight and a blush, and it was a bargain too. One other thing that I always have in my makeup bag, I don't have one to hand now, is my eyesight is really bad, as you can tell. I've worn glasses since I was 9 or 10, so whenever I do my makeup I can't just look at a normal mirror, so I always have some kind of basically zoomed in mirror that I have to rely on to do my makeup, so that is always a go-to for me. I never used false lashes before the show, but what I found is they use these false lashes on me. I've got them on now. They're really natural, and the best part is that even with my glasses on, I can't feel them. I've even worn them for, like, if I want to look nice when I'm like doing something really, like, it just sounds stupid, but if you're ever like, you know, you're going to be photographed and you're going to be working out, I'll wear these because they make my eyes stand out, but they don't look massively fake. So they're the Ardell Demi Whispers. I normally get a pack of 4 from Amazon because they're cheaper to do it that way. Again, I reuse mine, so I've worn the ones that I've got on a few times. I just clean them with some Garnier Micellar water, and these are my favourite false lashes, so I always have a pack of these ready to hand. I'm not, again, at the moment, I'm more into, like, embracing my look. I wear quite a bit of makeup every day, like, let's not beat around the bush, I do, but I've learned to kind of use less. So again, I'm never going to use this full kit of makeup every day, so I'm steering away less from contouring and strobing and highlighting, but I have started again baking, so if I put my concealer on underneath my eye, I love a good, like, under eye concealer, like, it's an essential for me, but I've started using the Airspun powder again. I use the translucent one just because I also find that with my glasses, obviously I can get makeup that smudges underneath, so my little trick for that is to make sure that I bake underneath my eye and on the bridge of my nose, just because I find that it helps the makeup not move so much with my glasses. I tend to also use it in the lines around my mouth and on my chin and any areas where I've got a breakout. I don't bake and leave it to set for the whole time I'm doing my makeup, but I'll do it just before I like use my blush, basically, so just to set everything in place. My eyeshadow day to day, again, I've got far too many palettes in here, so this is basically, like, if I'm travelling, I won't ever pack all of this makeup. I'll take some out and I'll put it in other bags. But again, I love the Makeup Revolution palettes. I bought this one when I went to Dublin in May. When I was in the airport, they had a Superdrug and I had to go in there and look. I swatched this palette thinking it wasn't going to do much, but it was great, and I've got that on my eyes today. So although I like to do a pin-up kind of classic matte lid and a brown in the crease kind of makeup, I do quite like using this to mix things up a bit, so I used that today and I did more of a pinky eyeshadow look. Let me know if you want to see how I do my eye makeup. So this is the Reloaded Neutrals 2 palette. It's gorgeous, so if you like your warm tones, I also can probably, I think I even used one of these colours as a blush, but yeah, this is just as good as the Urban Decay palettes and the Balm palette that I've got, so I use that one a lot. I picked this one up the other day as well, so if I want to do more of a classic pin-up style makeup, this is the Revolution Iconic Fever Reloaded palette. And day to day, I spotted this palette. It was reduced, I think, to like £4. It's from Revolution Makeup again, but it's the Obsession Makeup London palette in Love Every Shade. This is perfect for me for every day because, as you can see, it's mainly matte shades. So for every day, I'll tend to just do a light colour all over the lid, and then like a bronzer shade in the crease. So that is a great little palette. Again, that would be great for travelling because then I've also got some like more like shimmers and a black as well, so that's a great palette. This highlighter I bought the other day and I've been loving. So again, I love Makeup Revolution products. So this palette I spotted on Imagination, so Imogen Hudson's channel. I love her YouTube channel. She's great. She's my gal. She's my hun. So this is the Revolution Ultra Pro. Again, I really struggle saying my R's being a Bristolian, but it's the Revolution Ultra Pro Glow palette. Again, I can't say it. It's Pro Glow palette because you've got to get a glow. Again, I don't always use highlight. I know that's going to be a shocker to you, but sometimes I don't use it. If I do, I've gone from having really dramatic, bright highlight, because again, from the show they never used highlight on me, just because on camera it can tend to look overly shimmery. So if I'm going to do it, I want like a neutral dusting, especially for work. So I love this palette. because it's got a lot of like very neutral highlighter shades. I tend to use mainly these kind of shades, again just on my cheekbones. I'll also use it to highlight my brow bone. But this highlighter, got it on today, is gorgeous. I feel like this is like a dupe of Charlotte Tilbury makeup as well by going by the packaging. But it's the Revolution Renaissance Illuminate Radiant palette in Rose. They did also have this in like a bronzy colour, and I think in a slightly like tan shades as well. But look at this, like how pretty is this palette? It's really nice because it always almost reminds me of a shimmer brick, Bobbi Brown shimmer brick, which I've tried, but again, I think for the price, like, you really can't beat Revolution makeup. I love this because I can basically just use a highlighter brush, brush it through, and I used this today. So I used the lighter shade on my nose to highlight that, to make sure it was snatched, on my brow, on my cheekbone, on my brow bone, on the inner corner of my eye, and I just found that was really nice. So yeah, I've been loving that. Blushes, so I think I'm going to get a load out now. So day-to-day blushes, these are the kind of ones that I use. So I always tend to either go for a matte or a shimmer blush, depending on, I just love blush. Like, blush to me is my contour, is my bronzer. So I tend to use this a lot. So these, I would say, are my 4 favourite blushes. I'll normally use one of these 4 every day. So if you're on a budget, I do love this blush by Sleek. I love Sleek makeup anyway. This is the blush in Rose Gold. I think it's number 926. It's this gorgeous corally shimmery pink blush. I don't think I used that one today, but if you're on a budget and you want to, even if you just want to try using a bright blush for the first time, that's great. If I was to pick my favourite blush out of all my blushes that I have, again, I wouldn't always take these away with me. I just like having options for blush. This is my favourite blush. At the moment, like, it may change, but this is my favourite blush. It's the Balm Down Boy blush. So there was a little miniature version in that other palette that I showed you. But it's this gorgeous, it's very similar to what they used on me on the show, on show 1 and throughout the series. They used blush on me as a contour colour, so even though I couldn't see with my really bad eyesight, I still like snuck a look at what product she was using. So this is Down Boy by the Balm. It's this gorgeous kind of cool tone, bright pink. I love that for every day. Like, I've got it on today. I love that. My other 2 bronzers, so if I'm looking for a shimmer blush with a bit more gold in it, this is the Balm Hot Mama blush. Random story with this one, I got this blush because of Kyle Richards. I'm a massive fan of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Like, I've watched all the episodes, and then I go back and watch like specific series in repeat. I just love the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and I noticed Kyle loves like a really nice kind of pinky blush, and this is the one that she uses, and she said it's her favourite and that makeup artists always end up buying it. So it's the Balm Hot Mama. The Balm blushes are great as well because they're really pigmented, but this is like a more corally orangey shade. So if I've got a tan, for example, or I just want something a bit more shimmery, I'll tend to go for that one. And then this one is the Balm Frat Boy. So again, if I'm looking for something a bit more corally toned, it's quite similar to Down Boy, but I would say Down Boy is a more cool tone pink. But again, I love that one as well. I do have, like, again, if I was going for more of a high-end palette, especially if I was going to be travelling, my favourite of the Urban Decay palettes are actually the Naked Basic palettes. I do use this one now and again, so if I want to be a bit more, like, mix things up. So if I'm on a night out, I'll tend to kind of do it where if I'm out a few different nights in a row, I'll go for like a pink toned pin-up look, I'll go for like a classic neutral look, and then I've been really if I want to go a bit more fancy, I've been using this. So this is the Urban Decay Naked Petite Heat palette. This is a really good palette. It's beautiful colours. I love this palette as well because it's a mixture of different neutral colours. So again, I've got my classic kind of 3 everydays, and then if I want to mix things up, I've got like a lovely purple colour. So I've been loving that one as well. In terms of my face makeup, so my base makeup, again, every day, day to day, I try and keep it simple. I still probably use more makeup than the average person, but these are some of my essentials, I would say. So I always do my brows first. So my brows, I love the Freedom by Makeup Revolution range, particularly for eyebrows. So I have got a slightly bigger brow palette from them that's got bigger, it's got a wider choice of different brow products. But for the one I'm using at the moment that I'm really loving, and again it's going to be great for travel, is the Freedom Duo Brow Powder in dark brown. So I love this palette because it's got two different browns, one slightly lighter and one slightly darker. I tint my eyebrows at home. It's a bit cringy what I use for it, so I'm probably not going to share that just yet. But basically, I will. Let's just stuff it. We're friends now. I learned this trick from Dita Von Teese. So I used to dye my eyebrows just using a specific permanent brow dye from Amazon, but I found with that it took ages to develop. So what I actually used to tint my eyebrows, and I learned this from Dita Von Teese, so I'm gonna reference her, is I use Just for Men. I use their so basically Just for Men have this kind of little kit that's specifically for touch-ups. So for guys that want to dye their I don't know, their moustache or their beard, or touch up their roots, they do a specific touch-up kit. So I use the one in dark brown, and I actually use it on my eyebrows. So if I've done that, I'll do it every 2 weeks, so I'm probably due to do one tomorrow. But if I've done that and I've tinted my eyebrows, I don't even really need to fill my eyebrows in, so if anything I'll use that lighter shade. But if I'm like today, where I haven't got a lot of tint on my brows, I'll use the darker shade, so I love that. My everyday foundation, which I'm loving, my original Holy Grail foundation that I used to use when I was younger was the Revlon Colour Stay in the shade Sand Beige. I don't fake tan, mainly because again I'm kind of learning to look after my skin and embrace the natural tone it is. If I ever have a tan, I'll go for a darker shade, but I've been using the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover Foundation. It's lasted quite a while as well. It's really pigmented, so you don't need a lot, but I use the shade in 9 Light Sand. It's a matte foundation, it's high coverage, so I literally will only use the tiniest amount, and I'll use a Real Techniques buffing brush, and I'll basically buff it into my skin. I find that it wears really great. I'm wearing it now. It doesn't have SPF in it, so that's the only thing I would say is use some SPF. Now that I've been using Cetaphil, so I've been literally using Cetaphil face wash, moisturiser, sun cream. Girls, always wear sun cream, just because I'm a big believer in looking after your skin and preventing aging. So I've been using Cetaphil, and now that I've been using that, because my skin is quite sensitive, now that I'm using fragrance-free skincare again, my breakouts have cleared up. So this foundation's working really well. My concealers that I use, so I used to use the Maybelline Age Rewind, the concealer in the ball, but I've been loving the Revolution Conceal and Define, which is meant to be a dupe of the Tarte Shape Tape. I use the shade C2, which I find goes really well with my foundation. They did also recently bring out some colour correcting ones in it, so I've been loving the yellow, the banana concealer, underneath my eyes and on any blemishes. It's probably more pigmented than this, actually, than the normal range, but I've been loving these two as my day-to-day concealers. If I'm ever like particularly tired and I want to kind of really brighten, over the top of that concealer I'll use the L'Oreal True Match La Touche Magique Illuminating Concealer. So it's meant to be, it reminds me a bit of the YSL Touche Eclat. But this is very similar to that. It's shimmery. So my other little trick is, again, because I don't contour, if I am ever going to, I'll like, just to kind of brighten my skin, I'll use an illuminating concealer down my nose, briefly on my sort of forehead and underneath my eyes to brighten. For my, if I ever have spots, because we all have them, again, my skin's really cleared up again because of Cetaphil, but I think I'm going to do a separate video on my skincare. But this is the Infallible 24-Hour Concealer Pomade in Light. Again, shout out to Imagination for sharing that with me. So I use this for spots, and I also use it as a base for my eyeshadow because it does remind me slightly of a MAC paint pot. So I use that a lot, and it's a really good eyeshadow base. Started using this again. They use this on me on the show, one day when they needed to brighten my skin and bronze it out and kind of make me look a bit more fresh and dewy, but also give me a bit of a bronze. So this is the Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel Bronze Universal, and what it basically is, if you know of any dupes of this as well, please let me know, because I'd love to find something similar to this on a budget. It smells beautiful, and it's basically like a, again, it's very natural, and this is kind of what I'm going to do. So if I'm ever going to contour, I contour very lightly with this. I'm kind of at the moment in a phase of not using bronzer. So this is my kind of neutral, kind of bronzy shade. I've used it today on my cheekbones, on my nose, with like a really fine definer brush. And I feel like this is going to be great if I'm not wearing makeup as well. In terms of my actual contour, again, I don't ever use like a contour or a bronzer, but if I am, what I basically do is I use a darker shade of a blush. So I'll use my normal matte blush, and then I use either one of these two products, but at the moment I tend to use the cheaper option that I've got for you. So again, this got introduced to me on the show. It's the NARS Luster Blush. So what it basically is, it's an almost bronzer toned blush. So it's a really peachy orangey blush. If I go like that, you might be able to see it a bit better. So I use that basically to contour and brighten my face. But if you're on a budget, I got this from Beauty Bay. It's pretty much the same product. It's actually more pigmented than the NARS one, believe it or not. It's the Milani Bellissimo Bronze Blusher. And I basically use that to brighten my face and as a form of contour. Highlight, if I'm going to do highlight, so most of the time at the moment for daytime I'll reach for these two products by Revolution. If I'm on a night out, I'll probably use one of these two products. So I love this highlight. It's a classic, probably one of the original highlights, the MAC Soft and Gentle Mineralized Skin Finish. I can't open it with these nails. Oh, and I've just put in there anything more annoying than when you put your fingers in it. So this is the MAC Soft and Gentle. It's so pigmented, it's gorgeous on any skin tone. So I've got it on with my natural skin and it's beautiful. It's this pinky champagne highlight. If I want something more golden, again, this is another OG highlight. I used to see a lot of YouTubers rave about this. It's the Milani Mary Luminizer highlighter. So if I'm going on a night out, if I want more pinky, I'll use the MAC. If not, I'll use the Balm one, which is a beautiful one for daytime or night. You can layer it as well, which is great. I've got some other random bits. So for body makeup, I swear by, again, they use this on me on the show. I never fake tan because I feel like with this I can just put it on and it gives my body a great bit of colour. It's the MAC Face and Body Foundation. I got colour matched and it was in the shade C2. I just find that it's basically like a second skin. So it's a slightly less pigmented foundation that I love to use on my face and on my body. And I just use it on my arms, on my legs, and it just gives your body a really nice tone. So I highly recommend that as a little secret for you. If I'm ever going to contour with bronzer, I love Hoola, so Hoola Benefit bronzer. My mascara that I use is a good cheapie that I bought again. It's the Collection La Surge. My gel eyeliner that I use for my wing liner with a really fine brush is the Maybelline gel eyeliner. Again, they use this on me on the show, so it must be a good one. It's really cheap, it's lasted me forever and it lasts all day. And yeah, I think that's the main bits that I wanted to show you. I love a good cheek cream blush. I got this one reduced the other day from Makeup Revolution and I love this on the go, especially if I'm having a no makeup day, just to quickly dab it on my cheekbones. It's a good dupe as well for one of the NARS multiple sticks. So it's just the Revolution, the one blush stick, and I think it's just their pinky shade, and I've been loving that. I have bought like a cream blush palette from them recently as well, so I'll let you know what I think. I always use this as my face primer, courtesy of Nikki's Tutorials. It's the Nivea for Men Post Shave Balm. And then for lipstick, my everyday go-tos is I always have to use a lip balm underneath this. So I use the O'Keeffe's lip balm. So I love their Working Hands hand cream, and they also do this lovely cooling lip balm, which is like peppermint flavoured. It's really moisturising. My go-to red lip for day is Jeffree Star Red Rum. I talked about it in one of my recent favourite videos. I've got it on now. I love the Jeffree Star liquid lipsticks. For a red lipstick, they stay on all day and they're really pigmented, so I love these, and they're vegan. I also use a Rimmel Exaggerate lip liner that I don't have to hand, but that is a great value red lip liner, and their nude lip liners as well are really good. But I used this today, which I was quite impressed with because it really allowed me to contour the lips. It was the Revolution lip liner. I think it's just their Revolution lip liner in the shade Classic, and it's just this really nice red lipstick which I've used today, lip liner, sorry, and I've been loving. So yeah, I'm now going to go and put away all of this makeup. Again, if I'm travelling, I won't bring all of this with me, but for day to day and just keeping it in my room, I really love just having like different palettes, different colour options, and just being able to like kind of do my pin-up look, do my red lip, do my eyeshadow, and keep things fresh and exciting. So I hope you enjoy kind of my brief overview of some of my makeup bag favourites. If you enjoyed this video, and if you've got any products that you think I should try out, please give this video a thumbs up and give me comments. I'm also new to this YouTube malarkey, so I genuinely see even a thumbs down on a video as a way to kind of learn and grow as a person. So if you've got any constructive criticism, please share it. You can follow me on my Instagram. I'm obsessed with Instagram stories. I always post every day as well about fitness, weight loss, beauty, a bit of everything, so you can follow me at Chronicles of Hannah. And yeah, tweet me at HR Saunders, and I kind of hope I showed you some of my little beauty tips and tricks, and I'll see you next weekend. Bye guys.